Happy 60th birthday, Denise. Thank you for joining me on the so-called insane experiment of being married. It has been a total joy and thrill for me. Thank you for the support and love you've given our children, our families, our friends, our doggies, and so many others. You really are quite amazing, and I am rightfully called the luckiest man alive. Happy birthday.
Good morning from Florida. Hope you're doing well. On your 60th birthday, we were thinking about a bunch of happy things. And one of the most happy things that I can remember about you is when Greg Eustavenus used to come to our house and we would take you down to the end of the dock and we would fling you off the end of the dock and you would come back. You were a little thing too. And you would swim back flustered and blowing water out of your nose and mouth and say, "Do it again, Paul, do it again." And you came over and over and over, back again and again and again. You couldn't get enough. We laughed, all three of us laughed. We had a great time. Happy birthday. I love you.
We love you very much, Denise. And while I don't go that far back, I have enjoyed that story a lot over the years, but I do go back with you almost 40 years. And almost 40 years ago, you sang The Rose at our wedding. And that was my first real interaction with you. And I will never forget that. And it is the most beautiful song on the planet. And the fact that you sang it the way you did was amazing. I am a big Bette Midler fan, love her. But she doesn't hold anything in terms of her rose compared to your rose at our wedding. We love you so much, and it's just really great to think about all these things and all these wonderful memories. And I'm sure we'll get off of this and he'll be telling me more stories, and I'll be thinking of other funny things and other wonderful stories that we have. So happy birthday, Denise.
And one more thing, pretend you don't have a brain.
Oh, those stories are so cruel.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Denise. We love you.
Hello, Denise.
Hey, Smooch.
And happy 60th birthday.
Oh, baby.
On this momentous occasion, I want to remind you of the first time I made a pass at you by grabbing your knee, and you thought it was a mistake, and that I really thought I was grabbing Bridget's knee. So you advised me, "You've got the wrong knee." I grabbed the knee I wanted. Happy birthday. May all good things come to you. And now, take it away, Bridget.
Yes, sir, that's my baby. No,
No,
sir,
I
don't mean maybe. Yes, sir, that's my baby now. Sweetie, sweet, sweet Smoochie, you have been my baby for so long. I can hardly remember life without you. But you've always been the sweetest, sweetest girl. And when I think of how happy you've always been and how much love you've given to the world.
And how happy you make the rest of the people who are with you.
Yes, all the time, no matter what's happening, you give that gift to everybody. I remember, and you asked me this last summer, if I remembered your first words. And I do, because they were so amazing. Denise's first word was moon.
New
Moon.
moon.
So she looked up at the moon and she said, "Moon," as we were going from one house to another. But the next day, Denise said, get ready for it, kaleidoscope. And that's who Denise is. She's just a kaleidoscope of joy and color. So now, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Denise. Happy birthday to you.
Oh,
Why was she born so beautiful?
Oh,
Why was she born at all? She's no bloody use to
Well, that's a lie.
anyone. She's no bloody use at all.
Happy, 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 happy birthday, sweet smooch.
And
Love
you got one more song. This is your birthday song. It isn't very long.
Love you.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Happy birthday, Denise. I've had so much fun with you in so many wonderful places. So today, to celebrate your birthday, we decided to come to Huntington Gardens and frolic in the garden. I'm going to show you the frolickers. Frolic, frolickers! Frolic! There goes Bernie! Who's that? There's Ellen, the frolicker. Tate!
So wait, can I jump or can't I?
Frolicking in the gardens for Smoochie's birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Smoochy Mom. Happy birthday to you. Love you.
Love
Happy
you.
birthday.
Love you, Smooch.
Heard it's your birthday, we wish you many more health and wealth and friends by the scores. Let's cut the cake and we'll have some more. Happy birthday to you, Smoochy. Love you.
Hi Denise, I want to wish you a wonderful day from afar. I'm obviously here in Roatan and thinking of you on the evening or day before your birthday. Becky and I are having a good time and makes me reminisce of the times we've spent together. Last year in Washington was awesome. Just being with you and your family at your home and having Patrick and Natalie come, and then later getting to go to Polsmo, and of course our beautiful beloved Gulf of Mexico, where we were able to spend time with you at Graceland. I found a mermaid on my dock that wants to wish you something.
Happy birthday to you, sis. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. I wish we were there to celebrate with you or you here with us. Hope you have a wonderful day. Mwah. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Denise.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, little sister from the islands. I love you very, very much.
We love you.
Have
Hope you
a wonderful
great
day. Hope you have a wonderful birthday. I love you very much. So, smooch to Smoochy.
Happy birthday, Denise. Love you.
Happy birthday, Denise.
Happy birthday, Denise. From the Kennedy Center, from 3 generations.
We love you, Aunt
Woo! Hey, Denise. I have way too many memories of you to ever try to limit them. I remember the trip to the Rockies when you were 3 months old and how you never made a peep that I can remember. I remember your baptism, the day I've made my first communion. But my favorite memories of you are since you've become an adult, and especially the day that Nora got married in Reno. And until Ma came and asked me if he could have Nora's hand, and you ran and told Barney, and while Barney was crying, you called your personal shopper at Nordstrom and you told her to do whatever Nora needed.
and you gave her your American Express card and told her to get whatever she needed. And then the fabulous trip to Reno with you guys as our personal escort while I drove the Lincoln Continental in with Nora and Tomas and Tristan in the back. And then the craziness of that wedding and and you're going to the desk sometime when I was unaware and arranging not only a bridal suite for Tomas and Nora, but also an equivalent suite on the same floor for me and Tristan, dressing to go to the wedding in the parking lot. I was some mother of the bride. And there was just so much joy that day, and your kids, BJ Bernard and Bernie and JR singing as Nora walked in or processed when it would otherwise have been Here Comes the Bride. Your kids were singing I've Been Working on the Railroad. I remember the leaves you made for JR's bedroom and how creative and wonderful it was. And I don't have to remember. I live every day underneath yours and Barney's generosity in giving us the lift, which totally changed our lives. And you have been not only such a joy to me for 60 years. You have been my patroness, and I couldn't be prouder of you, and I couldn't be happier to know you. I hope you have a wonderful birthday, and I hope you have lots of cups of tea. I love you. Happy birthday. Bye. As usual, I forgot some things. One of my favorite times, not only in your life but mine, was when you lived in Washington, and so did I, and how we would just, in this city of 1 million people, or it is now, we would run into each other, and it was so crazy. I mean, that doesn't happen, right? You don't run into your sister, even in a great big city. And we lived far apart, and I used to borrow your car when I was a summer clerk at Latham, and you still had my old Plymouth that needed to be watered every few miles. And I remember, and one time we were on either 17th or 18th Northwest, and we ran into each other. And I also remember that one night Scott Siff and I were crossing the M Street Bridge we were leaving Georgetown and going toward the city. You were with somebody, and you were leaving the city and going towards Georgetown. And Scott and I were arguing about what makes a person beautiful. And he was, naming the features, and I was saying, no, you don't get it. What makes somebody beautiful is the way she carries herself and the way she presents herself to the world, and this spirit of openness, and it's so obviously welcoming, and that's what's lovely, and that's what makes a person lovely. And Scott saw you and this man, and he didn't know you and this man across the 4-lane bridge, and we both saw you, and I said, after describing that it was a woman's presence that made her lovely, I said, this woman, she looks like a girl, but this girl that's walking toward us with a man, she's beautiful, and you can tell she's beautiful even though we can't see a thing about her features. Scott said, well, you can see her hair. And I said, well, you can't look at somebody from the back and it was based on her hair to understand whether she's beautiful or not. And, it really was an argument. And then you got closer and were almost parallel with us. And Scott said, you just think she's beautiful because she looks like you. And I said, that is so stupid. Don't be ridiculous. And then you yelled across the street, Kathleen! And well, what do you know? I kind of lost the argument. But you are beautiful. You were then, you still are. And the standard wasn't that you looked like me. It was that you radiated beauty and joy and goodness and a welcome heart. I love you so much.
You say it's your birthday.
Woohoo!
Happy birthday, Denise.
Happy
birthday, George.
Happy birthday, Denise!
We love
Say it's your
you.
birthday!
Hope it's the best one ever.
Happy birthday, Denise!
Hoist one for us. Woohoo! Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy 60th birthday, Denise. I can't believe 60 years. What an amazing person you are, and how fortunate I am to have you as my sister. I have many, many memories of you and me and times together. I remember the first time you got your hair cut short, and I took you to the beauty salon, and you saw women getting permanents, and they had the curlers all in their hair, and then they were getting their hair colored, and you thought it was hysterically funny, but you were under a dryer, so you were giving this commentary of what you were seeing, and it was very, very funny, and you didn't realize that everyone in the salon was hearing you. I don't know, were you like 12 when that happened? Then another time I remember was taking you to the mall to get a present for, his last name was Warfield, not Bud, Bud's little brother. He was your boyfriend, and you wanted to get a Christmas present for him. And you only had a certain amount of money, and you were trying to decide what you would get, and you couldn't decide, and then the stores started closing, and then you realized that what you wanted to get him, and you started to cry, and I ran through the mall and started pounding on the door of this shop saying, please, please open, my sister needs to get something from your store. And I never would have had the courage to do that for myself, but for you, I would do anything. Another time when we got stuck in a sailboat, we were sailing, and the boat started turtling, and then a lightning storm came in, and I was trying so hard to get us to shore because you were my little sister, and I had to keep you safe and protect you. All the years doing shows at the Asbury Theater, and also you were the first person who made me realize that I was actually kind of funny, because you remember I wasn't allowed to talk at dinner because if I talked, it took too long. So I would whisper something that I noticed, and you would say it out loud, and everybody would laugh and think it was so funny, and it was really gratifying to me that I could give you a line that would make people laugh. all the fun times we've had, the trips we've taken, and then my own 60th birthday celebration in Jamaica that you gave me. What an incredible gift. You have always been so generous, kind, hardworking, creative, loving, patient, considerate of people who are struggling, and considerate of family members who are struggling or feeling wounded. I admire you, I love you, and I am so, so happy to be your sister. Being your sister is one of the best parts of my life. I love you.
Happy 60th birthday, Denise. This is coming from the Harris family residence in Cape Coral, Florida. You can see Pappy, Florence feeding Patrick. You can see Brian working in the kitchen, and Jack mopping the floor with a very nice pillow. But I wanted to remind you of something that happened with you and Jim when you were a senior in high school, and this is not when you slammed plates on the table because you didn't want us to get married. This happened the night before. You were going to the homecoming dance, and Jim was there. That was the weekend he asked me to marry him, and he was there to see Mother and Daddy get an award at the halftime of homecoming. And you were getting ready for the dance. You were going with with two guys, two friends. Golly, I can't remember which two friends. You had so many, but your contact tour. And you were upset because you didn't have a contact and you didn't want to wear your glasses to the dance. And so Jim said, well, you can try mine. And I'm pretty sure it was your left contact. He took his contact out. Y'all sterilized everything, and then he put you put his contact in your eye, and it worked. So you went to the homecoming dance with one of your contacts and one of Jim's contacts, and Jim said to you to be very careful because he could see everything you were doing.
And I still have my eyes on you.
Happy birthday. We all love you. Wait.
Happy birthday, Denise.
Happy birthday.
Hey,
Hey, Denise. Happy birthday. Now, say happy birthday. Okay. In honor of your 60th birthday, I was told I should tell some funny Denise stories. Well, there are so many, I don't know where to begin. But one of my favorite ones is when I was a senior in high school and I was going on a date, and Denise would often tag along on these dates for various and sundry reasons, usually to get a ride to the basketball game or something. But we were listening to a song on the radio, and Denise was sitting in the back seat, and this song called Baby Come Back came on the radio. And with no introduction whatsoever, Denise stuck her head between me and Arnie in the front seat and said in her very best Barry White voice, "Baby, come back." And from then on, whenever we heard that song, we would say in our very best Barry White voices, "Baby, come back." But the stories that make me laugh so hard when I tell them to other people,
that I nearly and sometimes literally wet my pants is about the ski trip to Lutsen, Minnesota. When I had been skiing once in my life and was given the task to teach Denise how to ski. And Denise comes out on the slopes in her cute little red, white, and blue snow jacket that just comes to the hips. And I'm in my, yes, I go to college in South Bend, Indiana, puffer jacket that comes down to my knees practically. We go up the slope for the first time. Denise fails to get off the lift. So she's not off the lift and everybody has skied off, and she turns around and she's still on the chairlift. That was the first thing that happened. So she had to kick her skis off and jump off of the lift onto the slope. I must mention too that it was 12 below zero and it was really windy, so people were not happy that the lift had to stop for her. She did so many funny things on that trip. One time she skied directly into a snow fence and both her skis went between two slats. She and I had a great deal of fun trying to pull them out. Another time, she kicked her ski off and she pointed it downhill instead of sideways, and it went down the hill and over the embankment. And I thought that Jim Michael was going to have a fit because he had rented the skis and had put the deposit down. And I think it was Pete. It was either Pete or Steve that went walking down in the ravine to get Denise's long lost ski. She needed to go to the bathroom, and there was a bathroom halfway down one of the slopes. So she and I go into the bathroom, and a little while later, we're skiing, and Denise says, "Gosh, my belly is cold. It's colder than it's been." And I looked down, and Denise had failed to zipper her pants up, and her zipper was frozen in the down position. But the best part was we were, for the last run of the day, of the trip, really, the last run, and Denise said, "You go down ahead of me, and I want to show everybody how much I've learned." So Denise goes down, or I go down first, and then I'm waiting at the bottom of the hill, and she was doing really well. She was going back and forth, and she was cutting, and she could spray snow, and she was doing really, really well. She's Denise. She's an athlete. So she comes down the hill, and she's doing great, and she goes right past us, over a bank of snow, and under a school bus. The kids, the high schoolers in the bus, all started cheering. And Denise, being Denise, was such a good sport that she just got up and laughed. We get back to Shirley Michael's house, and Denise and I are sharing a room up at the top of the stairs in their house in Golden Valley. And at the bottom of the stairs, as I recall, is the kitchen table. And Denise, or Shirley, says to me, "Stacy, will you go tell Denise that dinner's ready," or lunch, whatever, breakfast maybe. Well, Denise comes down the stairs, ass over tea kettle, and lands at the bottom of the stairs, and is like, "Hi." Ta-da! And I love that about you, Denise. It's me again, and I'm not technically savvy enough to know how to add to this video. But I want to say life with you, Denise, has been a wonderful, funny, fun-filled adventure. And I am so glad that I got to be your elder sister. We were treated like twins most of our lives. We couldn't be separated by most people's standards. We were the same person, even though we're both really, really different. But having you as my lifelong oldest friend is the greatest gift our parents ever could have given me. I love you. Happy birthday.